For those of that don't know me, I'm Mason. Not very good at public speaking. We're gonna give this a shot. So the first time I saw or Kathryn came to our house, we met. We all gave our hug, or she all said hey, and I gave me an awkward wave and everything. We played games, and when it was time for her to go, we she went around our whole family and gave hugs, and I just stuck my hand out and gave her a handshake. um, yeah, till now, we've only had 3 hugs. it's yeah, not a very good hugger, but yeah, Ryley, thanks for picking me as your best man. It was an honor to stand beside you today for your wedding. When we were younger, both playing hockey, I loved being called up to play with you, even though I was scared of your slap shots. I enjoyed watching you play hockey. I enjoyed watching you work at what you love to do and get better at it. I wish you and Kathryn all the best ahead of you. Congratulations, and I'm happy for you too. I guess I gotta say a toast to Kathryn and Ryley. So I got my yeah.
Good job, man. Let's get a big round of applause for Mason there. You can go sit down and breathe now. Next, I'm going to ask the Maid of Honor to come up and say a few words. So, Shannon, if you want to come up.
Hi, everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Shannon McVitie, and I'm Kathryn's Maid of Honor. I first wanted to say thank you to both the bride and the groom for having me a part of your wedding. I'm so thankful for the friendship that I have with the both of you, and it's such an honor to be a part of your big day. Kathryn and I have been friends for almost 5 years now. We met at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, where we both pursued our undergraduate and our graduate degrees. The first time I ever spoke to Kathryn was when she walked into our history class, and she was wearing a Roots hoodie, and as soon as I saw the little beaver, I knew I had to say hi to a fellow Canadian. A few months after that, we met again through some mutual friends who played hockey at Liberty. After watching a bunch of games together and going to endless coffee shops for our coffee dates, we soon became best friends. We've remained close ever since, and we've been roommates for the past couple years. Kathryn has always been someone that I can trust with absolutely anything. She's one of the first people I go to when I'm ever in need of advice for a big decision, or if I just need someone to listen to me. As most of you probably know, Kathryn is extremely dedicated. Throughout her time in school, she worked a full-time job, and she maintained practically a 4.0 GPA the whole way through. She also woke up at the crack of dawn every Sunday morning to serve at her church. I've always admired her hard work and her ability to chase her dreams. In just a few years, I've seen Kathryn continue to grow into the amazing, intelligent, kind, and Christ-like woman that she is. I've also been friends with Ryley for several years. Once again, you can always trust the Canadians at Liberty to find each other. I met Ryley through some other mutual friends of ours that played hockey, and I was actually friends with him before him and Kathryn started dating. As soon as I met Ryley, I thought he was a really nice guy, really fun to be around. And this led to a monumental moment when one day I asked Kathryn, "Hey, what do you think about Ryley Richardson? Pretty nice guy, eh?" And then the rest was history. From then on, they started dating, and here we are today. As soon as they began their relationship, I noticed how confident and happy Ryley made Kathryn. As a best friend, this made me extremely happy to see, as I always wanted to see Kathryn with someone who made her as cheerful as Ryley does. After their dates, I'd go into her room and she'd share all the things with me that she immediately loved about Ryley. Although most of those tellings always had to do with his personality, I distinctly remember one night she came in and said, "Shannon, Ryley loves black coffee." And we still joke about that to this day. In all seriousness, it's been such an honor to know the both of you as a couple. Your love and dedication to Christ is very evident in the way that you love each other and love the people around you. I'm so excited for the both of you. As you start this new journey together as man and wife, my prayer for you is that you would strive to love one another as Christ instructs us to in 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. In closing, I'd love to read this passage that was also read earlier today. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Now we can raise our glasses and toast to the bride and groom. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Richardson.
So Shannon's speech made me think of something. When Kathryn decided to go to Liberty and go all the way down to Virginia to school, and we would tell people that, the first thing they would say, you know, she's going to meet an American, and she's going to meet someone from down there, and she's going to stay there and never come home. And every time Mike heard that, he would just get so upset. So finally, when it was time to go, he looked at her, and his words of advice to his daughter were, when you get down there, go to the rink and find the hockey player from Canada. And that's not how it actually transpired, but she did. She found the hockey player from Canada, and they are home together. So we are so excited about that. That's good. We've had the opportunity to get to know Ryley over the past couple of years, and it's been hard because they've been down at school, but every time that I would talk to Kathryn, I would also learn more about Ryley as well. And something you should know about him is he is the king of flowers. That man can find the best bouquets of flowers. They are gorgeous, and he sends flowers, flowers, flowers. She gets lots of flowers, beautiful flowers. He also pays attention if they're out somewhere and she notices something. Next thing you know, it's on the table or it's a gift that she's receiving. He is very in tune to those things for sure. But I think one of the biggest things that Kathryn appreciated was Ryley would deliver food to the door. And that is definitely what Kathryn enjoys. So we were FaceTiming one night and the doorbell rang. Ryley is here in Canada. She's down in the United States, and Chick-fil-A is at the door. Her favorite. So he's a very considerate and kind young man who pays attention to her all the time.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Ryley. And on behalf of the rest of the guys here, thanks for making us look good. I've learned that Ryley is not much of a phone guy. In the past 2 years, he has phoned me twice. Once to ask to date my daughter, and once to ask to marry my daughter. I thought that this was very admirable. I really did. And very rare in this day and age. It made a very long and lasting impression on me. And I think I would like to thank Dana and Kevin for raising such an amazing young man. Go ahead, Kim.
I've also learned that Ryley is very calm, which is good for Kathryn as well. And so when she was in the States, often she would FaceTime or call me, and she needed just to talk and talk it out. And one time her dad answered the phone, and at one point he just handed it over and he said, she hasn't taken a breath in 5 minutes. Here, you talk to her. So continue to be a good listener, Ryley, and let her talk, and she will be fine.
Ryley, we are so blessed to have you as part of our family, and so blessed to be able to join your family. And now that you are Kathryn's husband, I'm able to relinquish the following. Kathryn Palooza! It's Kathryn Palooza time. Late night sweet chili heat Dorito runs. last minute, middle of the evening gas fill-ups, car wash and waxes, car maintenance, car maintenance, car maintenance. Garbage cleaned out of the vehicle. Ryley, it's all yours now. Truthfully, though, we are so very happy for both of you. And Ryley, we are so very happy to have you as part of our family. Welcome.
Yes, to Ryley and Kathryn.
Job. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Now I'm going to ask the parents of the groom, Dana and Kevin Richardson, to come up and say a few words, please, and thanks. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem.
First of all, we'd like to thank everybody for being here and just to be able to share in this special day. We're definitely very thankful that we're able to do this and have this number of people that are able to be here. We would both like to acknowledge Mike and Kim. You've raised an amazing daughter. We've got to know her over the last couple of years, and you've done a great job. Put it right back to you. So, Kathryn, it has been great over the last couple of years getting to meet you and getting to know you more. And one of the things we're very pleased to see Ryley's been happy. That's been evident on his face and stuff like that too all along. So that's awesome. Ryley and Kathryn, we do wish you all the best. One of the biggest things, though, we do wish is keep God first in your life as a married couple. That we feel would be awesome. Keep that as your main focus in your marriage. We do want to officially welcome Kathryn to the family, the Davids. We officially love to have you and another daughter.
Over these past couple of weeks, I've been doing some reminiscing about Ryley, trying to figure out how do I sum up this guy. You did a very good job, Kim. So my initial thoughts go back to when he was a baby. You know, he was very happy, always on the go, learned to talk. He chat. He was very, very chatty. Then I pulled out his memory box. You know, we have that box with all our kids' paraphernalia from childhood and school artwork and the stories they wrote. And I found all these report cards, and I thought, I wonder what his teachers have said about him over the years. So I started reading those and found a little bit of a theme. So right from kindergarten, teachers' comments usually went a little something like that. Ryley is an energetic member of the class. Another teacher says, Ryley eagerly shares what he knows about any subject. Still does. And then as the years go on, they start to take a little bit of a different tone. Ryley likes to be a help to anyone in need in class. However, this can sometimes be a distraction. Or one other one was Ryley is an active contributor to our class discussions, although he needs reminders about raising his hands before speaking. But then after quite a few years, we had a teacher who wrote this. He said, Ryley is an energetic, hardworking student who loves to have a good time. And that is Ryley. He is so full of energy. He's very, very hardworking, and he loves to have a good time. He's also very compassionate. He's very caring and thoughtful about other people. I found in that box a letter he had written to Santa Claus. I don't know how old he was. It's very simple to the point because that's Ryley. And it just said, Dear Santa Claus, you can get little presents for everyone in our family, and the poor people can get the big presents. It was very thoughtful and kind. I'm not sure his siblings appreciated that letter, but it was very kind. But one that showed his character really, really well was an assignment he did in grade 3 or 4. It sounds like the teacher had them compare themselves to an object. She must have had some specific objects there. And Ryley said, I would be like the pencil with the eraser and sharp lead. I am this pencil because I forgive people who hurt me, and when I make a mistake, I will fix it. Ryley, we are so proud of the young man you have become. You are so hardworking. You are so full of energy. You have a great love for others, a great love for the Lord. and protectiveness for your brother and sisters, and very kind and compassionate. Those of you who know him, he is also a very athletic guy. He started playing hockey when he was 3 years old and played competitively right through university. In school, he would be involved in every sport there was available, and he excelled at all of them, of course. And he was very fortunate to have a great group of friends growing up. A lot of those guys are here, sit up front, or are here sharing in this day. And everything that these guys, they were all very athletic. So everything they did, if they weren't playing a game, it became a game. So much so that we had holes in the siding of our house from hockey pucks, broken window from, we're not really sure, we didn't get the true story on that one. But when our kids were growing up, we also had an outdoor pool. So our kids, all of them would volunteer to host the class pool parties at the end of the school year. So we had a fair number of pool parties. While Ryley was in grade 8, we had 3 parties in 24 hours. So you can imagine how great it was trying to keep that pool water nice and clean and clear for everyone. So Ryley's was a graduation party, so it was in the evening. I think they were coming for supper, for a barbecue. They were swimming. We had the hockey rink, the basketball, whatever, manhunt or manhunt in the woods, and bonfire. So it went into the evening, into the dark. So there's a few other moms that came. We thought we better chaperone these guys because we got these 13-year-old boys and girls running around in bathing suits and in the dark and in the woods and who knows what. So all of us moms, a few of us were sitting around, we're watching from a distance, and it was very obvious that the girls, all they wanted, lounging around the pool, was for these boys to notice them. But sure enough, nope, all they were thinking is, okay, can we jump off the diving board and slam dunk this basketball? Or who can make the biggest splash with a cannonball and belly flop? So, if the girls wanted any attention, they would have had to join into those rowdy games with the boys. Well, then Ryley goes off to university down in Virginia. Kevin and I would talk about the girl that we hoped he would meet, what she would be like, what we would like her to be like, how long until he would meet the one, because quite often you meet your future spouse at post-secondary. And, we'd be anxious to talk to Ryley, and the stories just seemed to involve hockey and hanging with the guys. So then one year, first or second year, he usually would meet a couple guys at the border and drive down to school together after a break or whatever. And the one year, there was Ryley and 2 other guys, and we heard there was going to be a girl in the car. And we thought, he's stuck in the car for 12 hours. He's going to have to talk to her, get to know her. Apparently not a word was spoken to her the whole trip. That girl was Kathryn, turns out. He did eventually talk to her, apparently thanks to Shannon, maybe. And over the last couple of years, Kevin and I got to know Kathryn, and it was very evident that he only had eyes for her, and we were quite confident early on that she was the one, and we could not be more proud of his choice. Kathryn had been amazing. She's fun, she's so genuine, she's athletic, which is good, and she has a great love for the Lord. We're very excited, Kathryn, to welcome you officially into our family. Feels like family right from the beginning, but now it's official. Ryley and Kathryn, as you begin life as a married couple, I said I wouldn't do this. We want you to remember to always be the pencil with the eraser and sharp lead. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you." We love you guys.
Before I start, I'd like to take a moment to thank my parents for tasking me to do 2 of my favorite things in the whole wide world, which is number 1, speaking in public, and number 2, being in charge of ensuring people are having a great time. You guys rock, thanks. So I hope the tone of my voice reflects the sheer amount of bliss I'm feeling in this very moment. But when my mom asked me to speak at the wedding, she followed up her request with the rare opportunity to quote-unquote roast Kathryn. So now we're talking. So it just so happens that a few of my favorite things happen to be chirping, making fun of, and poking the blonde bear, if you will. There are a few things that bring me joy in this life, much like that. So upon my mother's request, my mind started running through all the inevitably hilarious things I could say. But that wonderful moment was cut short then by my father saying, "Not too much though, Brett, just go easy on her." So if that 5-minute interaction was anything, it was a direct reflection of the cycle, let's call it, in our household growing up. So me making a joke at Kathryn's expense, and then mom laughing at said joke because it was funny. And then Kathryn taking a couple different routes here. A, either trying to return fire and failing miserably. B, just plain storming off. And my favorite option, C, none of the above, having to do absolutely nothing because dad was already chasing me up the stairs. Or not so gently reminding me that making fun of others isn't cool. So all that to say, I agreed to speak here tonight. So if you haven't delineated by now, I'll just break it down Barney style for all of you. Kathryn and I had a harder time than normal brothers and sisters growing up. However, if you look at us now, we've kind of grown into something that kind of looks like an adult relationship. Kathryn and I have become closer in the recent years. We even started getting together with our spouses and cousins and playing radio bingo on Thursdays. So we're talking about the brother and sister here that on average lasted about 5 minutes in the same room before something or someone exploded. So just take a minute for that to sink in. That's pretty huge for us. So yeah, we've grown into our siblinghood for sure, honestly. But just like a 19-year-old who reads at a grade 4 level, it kind of just takes us a little longer to figure it out. So that being said, I'm happy we've grown closer, and I can safely and surely say that the grass is greener on the other side. It's been cool to have my sister around lately, something I'm not really used to. As you know, Kathryn spent some time in America for school, and I'm a lot away from my job. So after being away from each other for several years, one day a few years ago, I remember we kind of just were all together, and we just happened to get along. It just kind of like naturally happened. So there you have it, Mom and Dad. Your son and daughter put themselves on an extended time out from each other, and it ended up working out. So no parents required. So it's all good, though. I'm sure you'll get them next time. Your next batch will be much better. That's enough about me, though. This day is about Kathryn and Ryley. I'm just playing. Let's go back to the first time I met Ryley. It was great. Something I can't say was the case about meeting Kathryn's other boyfriends growing up. Why so great, you might ask? Because Ryley introduced himself and didn't really say a lot after that. That's a man after my own heart right there. Cut the crap and don't flap your gums if you don't need to. It was perfect. Ryley might be a hockey player, but he isn't your typical one. He keeps his hair at a nice, respectable level. He's a godly man, and he doesn't use words like beauty, buddy, and sick flow, bro. He's a kind, respectful young man, and he works hard, and he treats my sister the way she deserves to be treated. I have no doubt in your abilities to take care of and protect Kathryn. Consider this the day me and my dad pass you the torch. Good luck. Don't screw it up. The ring's already on your finger, man, so there's no looking back now. My blood pressure thanks you for willfully taking on Kathryn for the rest of your life. I truly don't know if you know what you signed up for, but I know she's in good hands. Kathryn, on to you. Thank you for smartening up. I take full responsibility for you coming to your senses by letting you know my exact opinion on any boy you've ever had your eye on. You're welcome. So I knew I said I was done talking about me, but let's just go back there one more time. How did I know when Ryley was a good match for Kathryn, when I had absolutely nothing negative to say about him the first time I met him, which was something that has never happened ever before? He immediately earned my seal of approval, which doesn't mean a lot to anyone else other than myself, but not to mention the fact that Kathryn and Ryley as a couple have already met, faced, and just absolutely destroyed most challenges that they've faced, more so than any couples have faced in their entire lives up to this point. They spent more time away from each other than I'm sure they've cared to admit. They've been through the stresses of gaining a full-time education in a different country, let alone a different town, away from home for the first time and absolutely excelling at it. With Ryley competing as an NCAA hockey player, juggling school, and Kathryn earning her master's degree while working as an academic advisor for some very high-maintenance babies, let's call them football players. In this whirlwind of change and learning, these two kids found each other, and I'm proud of and love you both, and wish you a long life full of joy and happiness. But until that's possible, maybe just a couple weeks if Doug Ford loosens things up, you guys can maybe just sit back and have a nice little vacation. To the Richardsons, Thank you guys for raising such a wonderful, welcoming, warm human being, a godly man. Kathryn is so lucky to have found him. Any father would be lucky to have him as a son-in-law. I know my dad certainly is, even though right now he probably looks like he's in a perennial state of shock. He will validate these words eventually. Just let the old man come out of the tsunami of emotions he's currently experiencing. So one more time, back to me. Being an older brother to Kathryn, although rather life-shortening, has been actually a joy when I sit back and reflect on it. I remember my dad always saying, and sometimes when he was scolding me, that Kathryn was always looking up to me and watching what I did. And although most times growing up I would have strongly advised against that, she turned out all right. So at the risk of repeating myself, Kathryn, you're welcome for setting the example. I think I've finally spoken enough about myself, so let's get to the meat and the bones of this whole day. I'd like to propose a toast to Kathryn and Ryley, the couple that, against all odds, found a way to bring everyone together for a beautiful evening. And just like their relationship, they're able to make the best of it. Congratulations. To Ryley and Kathryn. Let's just take a moment and breathe. And Ryley has two sisters, so I'd like to invite Logan and Drea to now come up and please say a few words. There you go. It's on.
Sure. Okay, well, we will not be roasting you today. Okay, I'm Logan. And I'm Drea, and as Brett said, we're Ryley's sisters. And so we just want to start out by congratulating the most beautiful bride and our amazing older brother on officially being married. We couldn't be more happy as we watch you two fall in love. We want to first talk about Ryley. Ryley, even though you constantly tease us, we couldn't have asked for a more supportive, loving, hardworking brother. You are someone we always look up to. You fit the classic big brother role. You got good grades, great work ethic, is a great athlete, and has always watched over and protected us. But you proved to be more than that. You are someone we admired and always look up to and want to be just like you when we're older. Which is one of the reasons why we followed you away, 12 hours away from home to Liberty. We are thankful for the many memories together we have had, going camping, ski trips, and watching and supporting each other's hockey and volleyball games and tournaments. And although you're starting the next chapter of life, we couldn't be more excited for Kathryn to be joining our many more memories. Kathryn, you are literally a perfect match for Ryley and for our family, and can't imagine what it would be like if you were in our lives. Oops, sorry. You've been nothing but kind, loving, encouraging, supportive, and genuine to not only us, but to our family. You've always been someone that we can count on and know that you will have our back no matter what. Thank you for always being open to listening when we want to talk to you and for supporting and encouraging us in everything we do. Why am I crying? You have been like a... Okay. You have been like a big sister to us ever since we met, not only at home, but also making us feel at home while being 12 hours away at Liberty, welcoming us into your home, showing us around campus, and being there to watch Ryley's hockey games with us. You have been nothing but perfect and have always been more than just a friend to us. You have been our big sister that we've never had. Okay. As you both start the next chapter of your life, we wish you the absolute best and lifetime full of happiness and love. Know that we couldn't be more proud of you both. We love you and cannot wait to be only living 10 minutes away from you. We can't wait as we watch you guys create many more memories together. Here's to your forever after all.
So, Ryley and I want to thank each of you for coming to our wedding celebration. We're so grateful that even in a pandemic, you chose to celebrate with us. And for that, we cannot thank you enough. We also would like to say a special thank you to our wonderful wedding party who stood with us on our big day. We love each of you so, so much and are thankful for the love and support that you continue to give Ryley and I.
We also want to say thank you to those who could not be here tonight. So many of our amazing friends and family supporting us in the U.S. or across Canada couldn't make it, and we love each and every one of you and are so grateful for the letters and kind words you have given us. We want to thank all of our vendors and the wonderful staff here at Stonefields. We are so grateful for the wonderful job you guys have all done.
So finally, and most importantly, we want to thank our parents. So Ryley and I are both blessed with very wonderful parents who love us both dearly and have been our biggest supporters throughout not only our wedding, but also our lives. Mom and Dad, thank you for loving me and supporting me in every venture of my life. Oh no. I am the woman I am today because of both of you, and I'm so grateful to have amazing parents like I do. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I cannot think of a better way to celebrate with you. Please know that you will always be my dad and the first man in my life. Mom, thank you for being my best friend and my biggest supporter and my wedding planner. I aspire to be the wife, mother, teacher, and Christ follower that you are. I love you so much. Mr. and Mrs. Richardson, I think I can finally start calling you Kevin and Dana. I think now I can do it. So Kevin and Dana, thank you for your continuous love and support. You have raised the most incredible son, and he is a direct reflection of your love, support, and guidance. And I cannot be more excited to join your family.
To start, I just want to say Happy Father's Day, Dad. I know you'd probably rather be out fishing today, but I'm really happy to have you here, and I hope it's a close second. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me and for our family. I also just want to thank Mom and Dad for being such amazing parents and always supporting and loving me. You are the best parents, and I'm so thankful for you guys. You have helped shape and mold me into the man that I am today. Thank you for everything you've done for Kathryn and I and all the support you've given us. Mr. and Mrs. David, thank you for welcoming me into your family and always loving and supporting me. You raised an absolutely amazing daughter who is so kind, thoughtful, and loving. All these traits I can see came from you and the amazing parents that you are. Thank you for all you do for Kathryn and I and everything you've done to show your love and support towards me. I'm so excited to become a part of your family.
We are so excited to begin this new journey of our lives and are so glad that you could all be here to celebrate with us. We really appreciate it.
We hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, and we are so excited to continue celebrating with each of you. We love you all, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.